What is up, everybody? I hope you're having a wonderful day. With Baldur's Gate 3, there is a lot of choices you gotta make right before you start the game, and it can be overwhelming for people. They might want to know if they're making the right or wrong choice. So basically, I got a quick little character creation guide with some tips to help new players that might be on the fence or not know what kind of character to make, or just not understand some of the things in the creator to have a better choice. So like I said, this is just a quick little guide. One of the first things that you want to be aware of when you load up the character creation is you pick a custom character, an origin character, and a lot of people go, well, why wouldn't I just play an origin character? Should I play a custom character? What should I do? Well, you got to ask yourself this question. Do you want to have more origin characters in your party? If you have a custom character, you eliminate a origin character. Well, I guess you can add a hireling, which is another custom character, but if you want to have 4 origin characters in your party, then you probably want to pick one. They do have unique dialogue tied to them. They have their own quests and storyline tied to them. So if you want to hear all that banter and that dialogue, the more origin characters you have, probably the better. But if you want to feel like you're role-playing, like you're in the world too, and you want to create your own character, I would highly recommend you just make your own. Do whatever sounds better to you, and do understand you can change the classes of the origin characters once you get to a certain point in the game. So if you want to play as, Gale, and he's, a wizard, and you don't want to be a wizard, you will be able to class change him later on in the game. Not too far, about 4 to 5 hours in, you'll be able to do that. So you just got to play as a wizard for a while. So keep in mind that is a thing, and honestly, the choice, it's up to you. It really doesn't matter. There's no wrong choice. It's just how you want to experience the game. The second thing that is very important is the race. So let's say we're making our own character here. Now we got to pick our race. These races are an important choice. They're not just like a cosmetic or an appearance. They influence many things. Not only how the game reacts to you and other NPCs, certain dialogues. Obviously, certain NPCs will like your race, hate your race. You may get a benefit for bartering, discounts at a shop because they like who you are. You may get attacked on sight based on your race. There's so many things that play into it. This is very important and it does matter. But at the end of the day, pick which one looks cool to you, which one you like, because there's not a whole lot of things that are going to make it worse or better than any other than your preference. They do have features that are unique to them. Not all of the features are created equal. Some are better than others, so pay attention to the features. But one of the big things I think a lot of people miss when they're picking a race is their proficiencies. So if you look down here in the bottom right, these are proficiencies. Now you might think, what are these? Well, these are like skills. These are like what your character is good at, what they can use, what they can't use. So if we look at a drow, for example, we can see these are all the weapons a drow can use. These are all the skills a drow has, ability in, that they're capable of using well. If you pick, say a human, we have different ones. Now, you will get more proficiencies as well based on the class you pick too. So obviously, we don't have a ranger, we don't have a bow, but if we pick a ranger, now we'll be able to use pikes, halberds. So keep in mind that the race has proficiencies that are tied to it, and so does the class. Now, if these ever overlap, like say, I don't know, ranger has stealth, and we pick a race that also has stealth, we're only going to get it once. So do keep that in mind. If you want to have more proficiencies, just overall, across the board, you don't want them to overlap because you're canceling it out. I mean, it doesn't really hurt you, but you're not getting anything extra by having the ability to, use light armor twice, or stealth, or arcana, history, whatever. So keep that in mind when you're making your character if you care about that. But overall, it really doesn't, matter too much, other than you can't use certain weapons, you can't wear certain armor, you might not be able to do certain things very well. If you want to do stealth and hide, and you pick a character that has no stealth, well, that's gonna be rather difficult. So, but majority of characters do have stealth for whatever reason, so that kind of makes it nice. Subrace as well will affect that. So you pick like a dwarf, and we got the subraces. These mostly just come with a feature, nothing too insane, so you don't have to be too particular about them, but the sub races will affect how other people treat you, just like the race. So overall, just keep that in mind for role-playing aspects and, you know, other things there. Now, with all the classes, you can be overwhelmed. You know, there's 12 of them, and each one of them has 3 subclasses at least. So you don't pick your subclass at the start. You'll get that on a certain level, whether it be level 2, level 3. So you don't have to worry about the subclass right away. But what you do want to worry about is what class you want based on how you want to play the game. One thing to keep in mind is if you go to the origin characters, they do start as certain classes. You already gonna have access to a rogue, a fighter, a wizard, a cleric, a sorcerer, a barbarian, and a warlock. If you don't want to double up, or maybe you don't plan on using some of these guys, so you're okay, do consider making a class that isn't one of the origin classes, origin characters. Consider that, because you don't get a paladin, you don't get a monk, you don't get a bard, and you don't get a druid, and you don't get a ranger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. You get these 6. These are the 6 that are going to be available to you through origin characters. These 6 are not. So consider party makeup, consider your build, how you want to, you know, do that. Do keep in mind, though, like I said in the beginning of the video, you can change your class or the origin characters' classes at any time for a sum of gold once you get to a certain point in the game. So none of this is permanent. So it's not like these choices matter that much, you know, but for the sake of variety, I mean, unless you want to double up on any of these or you don't plan on using them, do consider what class to use. So that's pretty much going to be it. That's just like a basic kind of explanation of some of the things, you know, is this right or wrong kind of explanation. Really, nothing's right or wrong. It's mostly down to preference. I don't really think you can make a bad choice, but some people do get overwhelmed by that stuff and they like a little guidance. So that's kind of what this video's for. So hopefully this helps some people out, make some choices, understand a few things. You know, and if you got any questions or comments, drop them down below. I'd be glad to help anybody out trying to figure things out with the game. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it, and I hope to see you in the next one. Until then, later guys. Peace out. Have a good one.